Hello, Jorge.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
¿Tú y yo somos los primeros?
Sí.
Oh, vaya.
Le quería preguntar, usted es pariente de los que hicieron el Siddur en español, ¿verdad?
Sí, ese es mi primo. Roberto Fishman es el que hizo el Sidur.
Sí, porque es el que yo uso.
Sí, estábamos contemplando con mi familia hacer tal vez una de la Megilá Esther y algo así, pero todavía no lo hemos hecho. Uno de estos días me voy a decidir a hacerlo.
Ok.
Vamos a hacer algo. Eso sí.
Oh, Kenny is here.
Hola, Latinos.
Sí,
Muy buenas noches.
This is a
Buenas
Spanish
noches, amigo.
only. This is a Spanish only group.
It's okay. I speak Spanish well, very, very well.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know what I just found out today? That Netanyahu has a daughter by his first wife, who's a Balas Tshuva, and she lives, according to Wikipedia, in Mea Sharim.
Wow.
But whether she really lives in Mea Sharim or maybe Geula or Ezra Torah, who knows? But he has a daughter who became from. He has from grandchildren, Charedim.
Oh.
All
I knew it was a
interesting.
Hamish guy.
All interesting.
Yep.
Listen, the strangest thing I can tell you is in Guatemala, we had this one family that converted. And it wasn't because of anybody marrying anybody. The father had worked with a Jewish man who owned a metal business in Guatemala.
Yeah.
And over the years, he kept learning more about Judaism and everything. And he and his wife decided that this is about the late 80s, that they needed to convert to Judaism. So they converted. They had 2 daughters and a son, and they also converted. And by 2000, if we didn't have him and his son in the minyan, many times on Shabbos and even during the week, we wouldn't have had a minyan.
Do you know a family in Guatemala, Maduro?
Who?
Maduro?
No.
There's Maduras in Panama, but he has cousins, so maybe their last name isn't Madura in Guatemala. I forget their name. I had Shabbos with them in Panama once, but they said they were from Guatemala. I was shocked.
You see, the Panamanians and the Costa Rican communities were smarter. They never, from the very outset at World War II, they never allowed the Ashkenazi and Sephardi to separate out. And so those 2 communities are much stronger than Guatemala.
Was the president of Guatemala a Jew for a time, something like that?
No, the guy in Costa Rica.
Yeah. He's a Jew?
Was a Jew, is a Jew. I think he's now out of office.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, this family, the kids became so frum that the 2 daughters now live in Bnei Brak, and I don't know where the son was living.
Amazing.
And if you look at them, they look like the normal Guatemalan Indians.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was really, really amazing.
Hey, Mario, we just had a Latina convert for Geirus. You saw in Shul?
Yes.
Jobana?
Yeah, where's she from?
She's this pretty Latina. I don't know.
What's her background?
Peruvian.
She's a cousin of Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, she's from Peru? Like
No, I don't
know.
She looks Peruvian. She does, or Bolivian, something like that.
Well, so is Mickey. Does he look Peruvian? Mickey Phoenix from Peru. They look alike?
Yes.
They're cousins.
Yeah. She told Anna her family is from Peru.
Oh.
You speak Spanish with her?
Not me, Anna spoke. Yeah. I think so.
And it's interesting because when you go to my cousins, predominantly are going to Miami, and it's really amazing to go there to the community and seeing the Jews from literally every country in South America.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were there just visiting recently, and it was the word I would use is spectacular. I mean, it was really interesting.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello, Mario.
Okay.
Hello, Walter.
Ayin Dalit, 74.
Mhm. Mishnah.
Mishnah. Shemeres Yoveh. You have Reuven and Shimon married. Reuven and Shimon are brothers. Reuven dies, so Reuven's wife falls to Shimon. And the woman is called a Shemeres Yoveh. She's waiting for Shimon to either give her chalitza or marry her. Now, there could also be Reuven, Shimon, and Levi. So she could fall to two brothers. Either brother has the right to do yibum. So the Mishnah says, "Bein liyavim echad, bein l'shnei yivamim." Whether or not this woman fell to one brother or to two brothers, Rav Eliezer Omer Yafir, either brother can be made for the Nedarim. Rav Yeshua Omer le'echad avalo l'shnai. The ability to annul her Nedarim is only if there were only two brothers, Reuven and Shimon. Reuven dies. There's only one brother left. So that's a strong connection. Even though she's a lady in waiting, that's enough of a connection between the remaining brother and her to annul the neder. Avalol ishnayim. But if she fell to Shimon and Levi, and she's waiting for Shimon and Levi to do something, then neither of them can be mefer. Rabbi Kiva Omer lo le'echad v'lo l'shnai. Rabbi Kiva says it doesn't make a difference whether she falls to one brother, two brothers, neither can annul. Amar Rabbi Eliezer, who said that you can annul no matter what, learns the following Kal V'chomer. Ma imisha shekanahu la'atzmo, a woman who accepts kiddushin from somebody. Harehu mefer nedareah, the Baal can annul the nedarim. Isha shehiknu lo min hashamayim. Here, her husband was given to her from heaven. It has nothing to do with her. So, Eino din sheyafer nedareah. It certainly should be that husband should annul the nedar. Amar l'Rabbi Kiva, lo, im amet b'isha shekanahu la'atzmo she'en lacherim barishus. When a man gives a woman kiddushin, that's it. No other man has any rights. But in the case of yibum, where, for example, she falls to Shimon and Levi, yesh lacherim barishus. The yibum connection is not strong enough to prevent either brother from deciding to be miyabim her. I agree, says Rabbi Yeshua to Rabbi Kiva, when she falls to two brothers. But Rabbi Yeshua wants to say that if a woman who Reuven dies and she falls to only one brother, so that's an analogous situation as a woman accepting kiddushin. She's usher to everybody else. A man who gives kiddushin to a woman, so she's his wife. They lack nesuin, but if she's mezaneh with another man in that period of time, that the man who was mezaneh with her gets to be put to death, gets skila. Now, if a yavim, a lady in waiting, somebody has adultery with her, it's not the death penalty. It's not a full wife yet. So that's Rabbi Kiva's response from Yeshua. The connection is not strong enough, even to the one brother, to allow the brother to be made for the Nedarim. Now, Bishma says the Gemara, Rabbi Kiva Savar, Ein Zika, that when a lady who's married to Ruvain and Reuven and Shimon are brothers, Ruvain dies. So there is now a connect from the death of Ruvain. There is a connection. It's called Zika. It's a connection between Shimon and this woman, which it's not as strong as regular marriage, but there is a connection there. It has to be solidified with Nesuin. He has to live with her. That Rabbi Kiva doesn't hold of this Zika at all. There is no connection. So therefore, that's why Rabbi Kiva holds even when a Shomer Shavim falls to one brother, that brother can't be made for Nedarim. Rabbi Yeshua Savar, Yesh Zika. Rabbi Yeshua holds there is this connection. That's why he says with one brother, it's strong enough to be made for the Nedarim. So the question is, Rabbi Eliezer, who said that even when there's two brothers, either one could be made for the Nedarim, my timing. What's the reason, Rabbi Eliezer? Iye Zika ein breira. It's not clear yet who's going to be the husband. We don't retroactively go back and say, oh, since let's say there was Shimon and Levi, Shimon was miyabim her, retroactively know it's Shimon. Until we know who it is, why should both of them be able to do hafara? Or Rabami, because we're not talking about a case where the woman just fell to Shimon and Levi. Could go to also b'maimer. One of the brothers, let's say Shimon, had given her kiddushin. That's called maimer. Now, it's not like a regular kiddushin, which makes her a complete wife. It's only prevents another brother from deciding to yabim her. So the brother that did maimer is the one that could be made for the Nedarim. Because Rabbi Eliezer Sarvala Beis Shammai Da'amri maimer koine kinyan gomer. According to Beis Shammai, when one of the brothers gives maimer, it's like regular kiddushin. So, and Rabbi Yeshua oimer lechohani mili bechad yavim. I agree when there's only one brother. Aval b'shnei yavamim lo, but it's a dilute connection when there's two brothers. So the Gemara wants to know mi'iket midi dechi osi achui osar lebibio begita umefer. Now, even when one of the brothers gave maimer, the other brother can also give the woman a get. And now the brother who gave maimer, it's prohibited to marry her. So why should we allow the brother that gave maimer to be mefer? Rabbi Kiva Sover ein Zika. Rabbi Kiva says there's no connection at all. According to Rabbi Lozer, maimer doesn't coin a kinyan gomer. Rather, what it does is it allows, let's say Reuven was married to two wives, and Reuven dies, and the two wives fall to Shimon and Levi, let's say. As Shimon gives maimer to one of the women, the other co-wife goes free. So then how do you explain that husband can be mefer? It's a weak connection. This already went to Bezdin, and Bezdin, because she had demanded that the husband marry her already, and he was lacking in doing so. Bezdin was machayiv the husband to start paying her food bills. Since he's chayiv financially to be responsible for her, we hold like Rav Pinchas Mishreid Rav Dharma Kol HaNeder, so does Bailey Nederes. And when a woman makes a neder, she does it knowing full well that her husband knows about it, particularly the husband that is providing her parnasa. That's why he's allowed to be made for the Nedarim. It's not. Amar Rabbi Eliezer. We made a kavachomer, a woman who accepts kiddushin, that husband can annul her nedarim. Isha shehik lo min hashamayim, a case where Reuven died, and now Hashem, the heaven, choreographed this marriage to Shimon. Eino din shemei for nedarim. Certainly, Shimon should have the right to annul the nedarim. The b'shasa b'maimer, but earlier on the other blot, we explained that when she fell to two brothers, one of the brothers had done maimer. Well, maimer's like kiddushin, so kanalatzmahu. So it's another case where she was coining herself. So you lost the kavachomer. However, says the Gemara, no, kanalatzmahu de shemayim. It's a combination. She falls to Shimon through shemayim. And Shemayim gives her maimer. Okay. Tivshut the boy Rava. Based on this, let's answer Rabba's theoretical question. Maimer lebei Shammai, a rusin oisa or nesuin oisa. When one of the brothers gives maimer in a yibum situation, does it create kiddushin or does it create nesuin? Tivshut, from what we've been seeing so far, Maimer seems to be strong like Nesuin Oisa. The Rusin Oisa, if it only makes Kiddushin, Hatnan, Nara Ameirosa Viu Baila Mafirna Darea. Kiddushin only, the husband doesn't have the right to be made for the Nedarim himself. He has to do it in partnership with the father. What do we mean over there when it says Yofer? It means the husband doesn't have the right to do it himself. He has to do it in partnership with his father, with the father of the girl. And Tayin Amachi, Rabami.
So hold on a second. That's a kiddushin. It's not a nesuin.
So Maimer, based on the fact that
that he has to do it with the father.
No, the fact that we said that he could do it by himself, the Gemara wanted to answer the Maila that when a brother gives Maimer, it creates nesuin. So the Gemara says, no, it doesn't, because really when we say Yofer, it means they do it in partnership with the father. So it's no raya that Maimer makes nesuin. Maimer only does kiddushin, and just like in a regular case of kiddushin, it has to be husband with the father. In this case, it's also husband with the father. And the Bryce is going to prove it. Taina Ma'achi, Kidravami, Shemeres Yavim, a lady in waiting, Ben Yavim Echad, Ben Shnei Yavamim, whether she falls to only one brother or two brothers. Rabbi Ezra Omer doesn't make a difference, Yafir. They can annul. Rabbi Yeshua Omer, Le'echad V'lo L'shnaim, only when she falls to one brother. And Rabbi Kiva Omer, Lo Le'echad V'lo L'shnaim. Neither case will allow annulment. Not when she falls to one brother, not when she falls to two brothers. On Rabbi Yezer. Umay misha shein lo chelik ba, ad shlo tovelu shuso. A woman doesn't have the full protection of the husband until there's actually nesuin. But mishabas lo shuso nigmar lo. Once the nesuin happens, it's finished, and he can be made for nedarim, even by himself. Isha sheyesh lo chelik ad shlo tovelu shuso. A woman, a Yavama, where there is no chelik yet with the husband. Shabbat Roshuso Enadin should take Merlot. There, also, when he actually marries her, it should allow Hafara. Or Rekiva Lo. A woman who accepts Kesef Kiddushin and gets Makadesh. Hussein She'ein Lo Chelik, but husband doesn't have any rights yet. Yeah, but no other man in the world has rights on her yet either. A woman who falls to Shimon and Levi it isn't just what Shimon can do to her. Levi can also have Yibum with her. So Kiddushin actually creates a more exclusive relationship. Amar Rabbi Yeshua Akiva, you're right. You're right when we're talking about the woman falling to Shimon and Levi, to two brothers. But if she falls to one brother, then the connection is exact like Kiddushin, and he should be able to mefer. Amar lo, klum chilaknu al yavim echad val shnei yavamim. We made a difference. Bein shasa b'maimer, bein shlasa b'maimer. We said that in it, when you have two brothers, it could be, we're talking about a case where one gave maimer, and it's not full opportunity of either brother, because if one of the brother gave maimer, the other brother can't do anything. Ukishar dvarim kein nedarim. Just like in other aspects of Yibum, it'll work by nedarim as well, that neither brother has the right to annul. Woe is to you, Azai, that you didn't spend enough time learning Rabbi Akiva, because he saw the brilliance of Rabbi Akiva in being able to deflect these logical attempts to prove that one of these Yavamim can do annulment. The halacha is like Rabbi Akiva. The Rambam and the Yordei Paskin, that even if one of them gave maimer, even if there was only one brother, he cannot annul the nedarim. So we actually paskin like Rabbi Akiva. Okay,
So that's actually Kiddushin.
maimer is kiddushin, but